Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode we'll uncover the stories behind successful startups, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future expansion. Today we're super excited to have Mike Denman, the founder and CEO of City Speak Consult, joining us. Mike will be sharing more about his founding story and giving us a glimpse into plans for future growth. So let's jump straight into it. Mike, a very warm welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Amazing.
It's great to be here.
Perfect. So I like to start everything at the beginning. So can you take us back to the beginning? What specific problem inspired you to start up the company and what was you looking to solve with it?
I'll go quite far back. So in the beginning, my mum ran a drama group. So I was involved in drama pretty much my whole life. And then when I got a bit older, I went to drama school. I became an actor, became a performer, and had relatively quite a good career, mostly theatre. And I went from sort of show to show, but as most actors do, in between acting, you have to do other jobs. And I was just never one that really wanted to, I don't know, serve food or anything like that. So I was quite lucky in the way that sometimes I could teach. And that was where it really started, teaching acting, coaching, all different age groups. And then a bit further along, it was in between a play. I think I had like a 6 month break and I got in with this company that sort of used drama to help people. And they do corporate events. So sometimes we'll go and help people speak in public, how to look a bit more confident, how to use their hands, all that kind of thing. And then a bit further down the line, in between another job, I ended up getting into speaking events where I'd go and host or I'd MC an event, or sometimes I'd give a talk on companies' behalves and things like that. And it was early on how people used to always approach me and go, God, you look really comfortable in your skin. How do you just get up there and do it? And it just always dawned on me, I think there's a better way to do this, a way to make it more simple.
Yeah.
So again, I continued acting, set up another company where my first company, which was called Denman Theatre, which would help and teach students on the side, would do these big workshop events and summer schools and things like that. And then through that company, I got asked to come and help to a friend at their company. And she said, would you be happy working with people on the team just to make them feel a bit more confident we've got this thing coming up? And I said, yeah, happy to. So I think she thought it was going to be more of a drama exercise, but I wanted to really delve into it. Because really, the main thing with an actor is you are very good at studying people. I think that's what you do more than most. I think you start to look at people, see what works and see what doesn't. I suppose when you're creating characters, you do that quite habitually. And so I looked at what they were looking for. I did some research for the company and looked at the kind of thing they wanted to put across, make them look more energized, more youthful, and just started creating training programs. And then over time, I then got to the point where I was like, I want to do this all the time. I was really enjoying the results that I was seeing. Did all the research I could possibly do to take from. I was thinking with public speaking, it's a little bit like the way a chef takes a recipe. You got to just take bits from everybody to create your version of your shepherd's pie or whatever it may be. And yeah, so I think I'm to that point now. I created City Speak Consultants. I don't run Denman Theatre anymore. And it's been running about 2.5 to 3 years now. And it's something I'm really enjoying, and I'm enjoying the growth and sort of the outreach that started to happen. Because like with most of this, it's word of mouth. So yeah, that's in a nutshell how we are where we are now.
Love it. So walk us through a little bit. So you said 2.5, 3 years you've been going since we moved to City Speak Consult. Walk
Yeah.
us through how the offer evaluation has changed since you started to what it maybe is today as you're ramping up and starting the outreach.
So yeah, it's mostly that, isn't it? It's how it started was through one company. And then through that, most of it was then posted, thankfully, through that company. There was some advertising on LinkedIn. And then from there, the growth, because in the beginning, it wasn't certain how I can reach as many people as I would like. Whereas now that's starting to become a little bit easier through time. Because in the beginning, it was like, okay, throughout this year, you're going to teach this group of people, this group of people, this group of these a group of people for this particular company. And actually, once that's done, if you can, would like to go a bit further. So I was really lucky in the beginning. This one company, they were like, I want 4 levels. So I created 4 3-hour group training levels for this one company. So it meant that, oh, okay, there's growth, there's future in this. It isn't just I come in, I teach them once, I say goodbye, maybe I see them again in 5 years. It was very much that I go, okay, there's more, they want more. So then I created 4 levels for them, and it was one-to-ones as well that were thrown in, and that was working. And then, yeah, then it started. I think people started to notice that I was there, and then people seemed to see some nice comments and things like that. And that's how it's grown. It's still obviously growing, and I'd like it to grow a lot more. But it was that first initial, okay, in the beginning, it doesn't just have to be I come in, I see 15 to 30 people. So that's usually the maximum I'd say for a group session. After that,
Okay.
it becomes too many. I think, yeah, it was the fact that then, oh, there was hunger for more levels. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I can tweak these. And then I went back to the dashboard and look at what I can create and how I can sort of perfect people quickly. Because that's the thing with any of this. The last thing they want to do is see some guy just stand up there and say, look how polished I am, and then give them all the philosophy behind it. They want to be able to get up there and actually do it firsthand and see that by the end of 3 hours that they've actually achieved something and they feel a bit more at ease. Because then
100%.
that, well, I was
Sorry.
just going to say that, and that's the other thing that kind of changed for me as well was going back to why teaching and stuff that I did before when I was coaching acting or teaching acting. One of the best things I used to like is making a room feel comfortable. Because if you make a room feel comfortable, then you can get the most out of them. And especially with something like public speaking, people have such an averse attitude towards it. It becomes the scariest thing, and they don't want to make a mistake or say the wrong thing. So
Yeah.
as long as you can create a safe and hopefully a little bit of fun in the room, then people tend to relax into it and take more on board practically quite straight away.
Yeah, I love it. And as you say, the more comfortable they feel, I feel like the easier they are to learn and the more adapt they are to the process. And we did touch before we started recording off camera. You do work with in group sessions with companies, but you also do individual work with, I would say, solopreneurs or individual companies.
Yes, yes.
So how does that
Yeah.
work compared to, is it the same program? Would you set up the same 4 steps? Or is it more of a
So
one-to-one individual coach? So,
when it's one to one, that kind of changes things. I would always say the
yeah.
foundation is the strongest because in my level one, whether I'm doing it with a group or doing it with a one to one scenario, it's with public speaking, the first thing you want to be able to understand is how to break it down. So you need the foundation to understand the fundamental parts that go, okay, that's why she looks great. That's why he looks like he's nervous. That's why does he make me feel uncomfortable? Why does she look amazing and confident? So instead of just going, oh, they were born like it, it's because it's not. It's mostly learning that it's a practice behavior. It's something that takes time. For some people, it takes longer than others, but anyone can achieve it. It's a skill. So the foundation, and even say I'm working with someone that works in finance, say they're the head of Europe for their particular company, and they just want private one-to-one sessions because they just want to get rid of that last little bit of anxiety sometimes they get when they're presenting in front of a room or holding a point in a meeting, because they just want to know how to look their best, their most professional versions of themselves.
Yeah.
And once you learn the basics, then I can change it and hone it and mold it into something that's more suitable for them.
Love
So
it.
that can be anything. It can, from getting people to just learn how to modulate your voice a little bit more. And I genuinely have moments where I've been speaking to someone who's so monotonal, and I know they're not, because when we're speaking and chatting and laughing before, it's such a different voice. And then I end up getting very successful older people to read the Gruffalo and things like that, because you can hopefully never use a monotonal voice when you're reading a children's story.
Yeah, I love it. As you say, yeah, you put those little accents in when you're imagining you're speaking to kids rather than grown-ups.
It-
So
yeah.
we did touch on before that you have studied your outreach and I'm assuming LinkedIn is the main focus at the moment because you
At the
started
moment,
at
yeah.
the moment. So how are you finding that's working for you? Is it being effective? Have you found kind of success in that area? How is it going?
It is, word of mouth seems to have been still be stronger. The
Cool.
LinkedIn outreach is definitely gaining traction, but it's now, I think, because there are quite a few people out there doing what I do. So it has to be how do I get them to understand how I do it? What's different? So I've started releasing just little videos where I answer frequently asked questions. I'm about to go film a new load of those as well, and maybe
Lovely.
looking at other platforms as well, because there are so many different industries. Sometimes it's people that just started a company, they're
Yeah.
young and they just want to know how to look good and sound like they know what they're talking about, even though they do. Because a lot of the time as well, it's either age or youth that can be a factor. So it's finding what's the best way to look and how to, and it all boils down to no matter who you are, how old you are, how young you are, it's being authentic to who you are, being a slightly professional version, a side to you that you can slip into, whether you've had a horrific day or whether you're jet lagged or you've got a new baby, whatever it may be, whatever that factor is that's making you not the best version of you in life at that moment in time, it's being able to just slip into this side of your personality that you can use this practice behavior. And it's that. What I really like about it as well, because mostly people think at the beginning, yeah, but maybe I don't use these skills very often. I don't get to, I don't know, hold big presentations or speak in front of thousands of people. And actually, it's something that's so good as a skill to have in life because it's so useful in all walks. Even whether you're going for a job interview or speaking to your team or just raising a point in a meeting, all of these things, it's such a you can switch into that professional version of you. Your shoulders go back and you project a little bit more. It's all these key things.
Yeah, 100. Literally, as you're saying that, I can think of instances myself where it'd be like, oh, you do just flip the switch and you put like the
Yeah.
professional Olivia comes out rather than like home Olivia that's a little slightly more quiet and doesn't want to
Yeah.
speak. But you have to play the personalities. And yeah, as you say, that it is very much like acting and presenting yourself well on a stage. Just the best version of yourself is
Yeah,
forward.
exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whenever I walk into a training thing, the first thing I do is my shoulders go back. Like I slow down a little bit. I enunciate a little bit more. I project a little bit more. I think about really connecting to people. So if somebody's talking, I close off and I listen to them. Or if I'm speaking, I open up. And if you see me on my couch at the end of the day with my wife, that is not the same person. It's more, I speak faster. I mumble a little bit. My shoulders are slouched. It's just without even thinking about it, the second I
Yeah,
walk into work, this minor change just happens. It's just
love
a
it.
practice behavior.
Yeah, exactly that. And I suppose in terms of the business and the back end of things, is it just you at the moment? Are you taking the sales calls, conducting the marketing, or have you got a team of people behind you helping?
No, it's all me at this moment in time. There's some of the marketing things I've passed off to a couple of people to help get things rolling. There are sort of talks in the work, but that really won't come into play till next year, where I will be. I've got some people in line to start training to be able to send them out as well. Just
Nice.
they're fantastic as they are, but just to clarify and finalize everything so that we're all teaching the same thing because I know what works and I want it to continue. So that's in the works for next year, quite early next year as well. So I'm quite looking forward to that.
That brings
But
me
at
on to
this
my next.
moment in time, yeah, sorry, go on.
I say that brings me on nicely to my next question, but we'll touch on it. Do you mainly work face to face, or is this online as well? Is there options for people to, or do you
No, no,
prefer it?
no, happy to do it online. It works online. It's good online. It's just that little bit better in person if we can.
Yeah, again,
Because
to build the.
I was in India a couple of weeks ago. One of the branches of this company, there are big offices in India, and they have some things coming up, and they wanted to send me out there before this happens. And I'd been online with that company before, and even though I'd had 3 hours with them as a group, going out there and doing another 3 hours in person, and then we ended up doing another 3 hours as well, I think, as well. So it was nice in the fact that I got to do two levels with most people and really get to know them. So you can really, this is for group sessions, which is a little harder. So at least you can personalize, know them as people, understand exactly what they need and how you can advise them. Because mostly that's the thing at the end of the sessions, everybody comes in and they're like, okay, cool. Can you give me my feedback now? What do I need? What do I need? And
Yeah,
it's harder from an online setting. If it's one to one, it's much easier. I,
100%.
I, I do them all the time, but when it's group sessions, it's harder.
Yeah, I can imagine again the personal touch, getting to know people, the feeling from them coming back to you is a lot more evident in person than it is online. So again,
Yeah.
bounce backwards. What do the next 12 months look like? You give us a glimpse that you're planning to get some coaches up and push them through. So what are the plans for the next 12 months?
As I said to you at the beginning, the next sort of 6 weeks are my wife having a child. I'm going to become a father again. So things have been slightly put on pause for the next 6 weeks, although I do have a couple of sessions which I'm going to be doing online. But other than that, the next kind of 6 weeks, like I've got LinkedIn posts and things like that will still be going and they're all set up. But for me personally, there won't be very much happening at all. I'll just be
They will
learning
be
to
a
be
lot.
but yeah, there will be. I'll be learning to be a father of two, which yeah, I'm in equal measures nervous and excited for.
I love
But
it. Very.
then, sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say I love it. It's very exciting, but it is.
It is very exciting, yeah, but it's I'm sure it's going to be difficult. I'm so used to having my sleep back now, which I think is going to change. But yeah, so 6 weeks, 2 months, when things kick off, then I've got another round of this one company where I go and do training for them, their main global offices. So
Love it.
while I'm doing that for work wise, and then the one-to-ones that I continue having at the moment. So work wise, it's relatively full up until the end of the year. But the main things now, to move everything along is looking at increasing the outreach. How do I get this to more people? So there's, like I said, films that are going to be sort of done with. I'm going to start filming some of the training as well. So it's there. I'm going to look at ways in which we reach people, because also with LinkedIn, sometimes I just don't feel like I want to bother people. So obviously, trying to give advice. And I put up posts where I'm offering useful bits of information. So obviously people can see I don't want to bother them, but it's there if they want help. I can help with this. Yeah.
I
And
think part of that is the English in us not wanting to well,
yeah,
disturb someone via social media. But that is especially like outreach in general is the biggest hurdle,
yeah,
is sending those first messages sometimes,
it
and just
is.
getting to bother
It
people
is.
is not a nice feeling,
Yeah.
but it's got to be
Whenever I
done.
train in New York, I love it so much. I love the energy in which people walk into the room. It's just fantastic. The difference between, going back to that, is the difference between UK and America, where people walk in, they go, my seat, and they sit down, I'm here, I'm ready to be trained. And then for us, we're like, oh, sorry, is somebody there? It's okay. It's that
I was
kind of
about to say
thing.
we would apologize before we do anything.
Yeah.
We'd walk in
And
and say,
I love
sorry,
the difference. Yeah, it's
sorry,
so
ask
true.
everyone in the room if that chair's taken, and then apologize before we sat down.
Yeah,
That's exactly the
absolutely.
point for it. Anyone listening out there that wants insight onto British behaviour, you've just had some great
There
ones.
it is. There it is.
Just to switch it up a little bit and finish it off, we'll move into a bit of a lightning round. So, what's the best piece of advice you've received about scaling a business?
Best bit, best bit of advice I've ever received was to not try and do anything but the thing you want to do.
Love it.
That's the thing that I've really taken on board. Hence why I stopped the Denman Theatre Company, which was delving in so many things. So to focus on one thing, and sometimes in life I know that's not easy, but just to go, this is where I want to put all my eggs in this basket and give it the love and attention and it deserves. Because if you believe in something and you know you've got something that's really useful, it's good to be able to put all your focus into it. That's the best bit of advice I've ever got.
Love it. And then, what advice would you give to any founders who are listening and are just at the start of their journey?
Just just with everything that comes with how stressful this is, with everything that comes with any knockback, anything you experience with anything, if you believe in it, to know that you have to make mistakes to be able to learn from them. Sometimes the worst things are if it goes a little too well too quickly, that you get too complacent. Whereas if you take everything in your stride and know that you have to learn from each mistake and grow from it, that's the best bit of advice I could ever give.
Amazing, love it. And with that is a wrap on another inspiring episode of Founders Future. I want to thank Mike for sharing his incredible journey and insight with us today. Mike, any final words from you? Where can we find you? Where can we maybe message you on LinkedIn instead of you messaging us?
You can message me, which is lovely that way. I'm on LinkedIn at Mike Denman, or you can go through City Speak Consultants. Also, our website is cityspeakconsultants.co.uk, or you can email me on mike@cityspeakconsultants.co.uk.
Lovely, amazing. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consult, or agency owner, and really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io, where you can jump on a call with one of our team and discover how we were able to go from 0 to 30 million in less than 3 years. But until then, keep climbing and we will see you on the next one.